is too idealistic. It's not realistic, but we're going to think accurately. And I guess that really depends on what your definition of positive thinking is, because my definition of positive thinking is it includes, after having, a critical look at what's going on and choosing to look at things in a certain way. But the way that this person defines accurate thinking is, in the absence of positive thinking, to me, is pretty much the same thing. So accurate thinking, there's 3 C's. Check for common thought holes. The thought holes are those negative thoughts that, you're jumping to conclusions, you're personalizing everything, you're overgeneralizing. So those are some of the thought holes. So first, check for those thought holes. Then collect evidence to paint an accurate picture. So look at those thought holes and say, well, I'm generalizing again, or whatever it is, look at it to paint an accurate picture, and then challenge your original thoughts. So in order to do that, so when you do that, that is what they're calling accurate thinking, as opposed to positive thinking. Any thoughts? It's just...
Yeah, accurate thinking. I guess it's basically saying, if I understand it correctly, acknowledge the facts.
Right.
As opposed to elevating above them, seeking new facts to come into existence. I guess that's what they're saying, if I'm hearing it correctly.
And they're really saying, let's just get rid of this whole positive thinking crap in a nutshell. And let's just be accurate thinkers.
Right. I think there's some credence in that. I think maybe we call it something different, but I have met individuals who everything is outside of reality. It's snowing and raining, a blizzard outside, and they say the sun is shining bright. Well, I get it, but the reality is you need a coat because it's actually not. So, I think acknowledging. I think there's a balance, from what I've experienced. I mean, there's a balance between saying what is and then pushing forward proactively to bring into existence what you want. Right.
And I agree, because positive thinking, though, in my view, is not necessarily lying to yourself. However, I have had, people sitting in that exact seat who have said, you cannot say anything negative. Even though everything is a whirlwind of hell right now, you have to speak positivity, period. And, at some level, and the question I asked was, well, is that not lying to yourself? I mean, can you not acknowledge what's going on and then also speak to what you want to have happen?
Yeah.
Where's the balance there?
Yeah, I don't line up with that particular, for me, there's so many, the interesting thing about academicians or just any particular expert in a field is you can always find an expert who disagrees with another expert. Absolutely. And you can always find research that contradicts the other research.
True.
And then, people just talk because that's what the mouth does. My thing is my thing is this. I always, when I have questions about something, I always go back to, what did Jesus do? Mm-hmm. This is my perspective. Because that settles it for me.
That's good.
Not what would he do?
Mm-hmm. What did he do?
Because the word would actually allows me to enter my opinion. What did he do? And he was not just a person who walked around speaking positive. He spoke truth. He said what it is. Mm-hmm. He called people what they were.
Right.
And he said what, so that is my example. I think he's probably the best example, not probably, he is the best example for positive thinking or for accurate thinking. That is, he did not make less of something. He didn't make more of something, but he leaned positive because he always had within his particular influence and within his language the potential of heaven. So he would state what was happening in the earthly realm, right. But he would say, but here is the ideal situation. And if you do this is what will happen. So I don't, you meet people and everything that comes out of their mouth is, I'm blessed. I highly favor. Well, where'd you get that from? I mean, I get it. But, right now, your leg is bleeding out. We need to wrap this. We know you're blessed, but let's stop the bleeding. So, I think there's extremes on either side. But my example is, Jesus walked around the earth and said exactly what he saw. Mm-hmm. But he also talked about the potential of what it could be. So he never left it there. He stated the facts and then said, but this is how we make it better. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the best approach.
Yeah, I really like that. And it really does, in that case, it really does speak to that concept of accurate thinking, because it is pointing out what's here what's happening.
But look what we can do with it.
Right.
Not leaving it there.
Right.
This is what it is. Your car's broken down, but I'm a mechanic. I can fix it.
So then that would be where this theory falls short, because it doesn't go into the future, where we can go from here.
Right.
It really is here and now.
And that's the important. That is when someone is imprisoned physically or in their minds. It's almost offensive to tell someone. Let's just take an extreme example. It would be offensive to go in to visit someone in prison and say, "You're not in prison. Just think with me. You're not here. In fact, we can walk right out of here. No one will stop us. Come with me. You're going to get that man killed."
Right.
So, but what we can do is we can say, "You're here. You have 10 years, and they're going to be rough. But let's talk about what we're going to do when you get out of here. In fact, let's do some preparatory caution, and let's start writing something, doing something, so that the day you get out of here, we have some momentum, positive momentum. You are here. You did the crime, but you're not going to stay here. And when you get out, the next 10 years after are going to be your best years ever.
Yes.
Let's take this 10 years to grow. Let's acknowledge the fact, and let's point towards productivity."
Wow, that's great. All right, we'll be right back.
Great leaders aren't born, they're made. And not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm fleece on a
I
cold
want to be
day.
a football
I want to be
stadium.
a bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place mission first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
Physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. I'm Dr. Pamela, and I am here with Dennis Ross of Mosaic Bible Study in Atlanta, and we are talking about holidays and how to get over stuff. Earlier, we had a letter that came in from a woman who had relocated, and we were talking about really how do you step out of your comfort zone and do something different. And we ventured into, go to Europe, just get up, go, and just do it without the fear. Well, with the fear.
Go to Houston.
Do it.
Just go.
Just do it.
Leave
just
the
go.
county.
Right. So be willing to step out of your comfort zone. And a question came in, and the question was, do you have to, because I asked about baby steps. What are the baby steps? And Dennis said, well, there's no baby steps. You either do it or you don't. You made the move or you haven't. And the question from Shananda was that do you have to be at a certain maturity level? Do you have to get to a certain level of maturity before you actually take that step, or before you do something?
Right. Her question specifically was, would it take maturity to venture out your comfort zone? So I actually think it's the opposite. It takes a fine dose of immaturity. It takes a fine dose of, the kids are kids for a reason. They're able to do things without the confines of mature thought because they simply see it and say, let's do that. They don't have the thinking process of the consequences, which is good and bad. What can happen if this? They just, hey, let's go. And so in many ways, maturity is what keeps us where we are, because we have the knowledge base of everything that could happen. We have the knowledge base of, well, this is too, I got to get back and do this. Got to be work on Monday at this time. And, we don't really, jumping requires a dose of immaturity. And I say that parenthetically, a dose of ignoring the consequences to grab hold to new consequences. And so while I understand the context of what Shenanda is saying, I think there's a bit of the youthfulness, a bit of the pixie dust, a bit of the Disney-like thinking that we have to reinstitute back into our lives for us to do something new, because we have to ignore, what we've already done, and we have to ignore what could happen wrong in order to do something that has never been in our life at all. So I would say grab hold to a little bit of immaturity, grab hold to a little bit of a Pixar movie, grab hold a little bit to some things that take us to a different place, so that we need to reanimate that which has become stale.
I love it. And that's exactly why I was in the Bahamas last week.
You stepped out.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's
I haven't gone anywhere but to DeKalb County.
No, you got to change that.
I need to get out. Yeah.
You got to practice what you preach.
Right. I got to get out of Fulton.
Yes. And that's, I seriously considered, why not just do this every month, every other month? It was cheap enough. I can certainly put together the money that I put going out to dinner and put that all into, a trip and go out to dinner on a boat or in the Bahamas and
just
do that.
There are things in Georgia. There are things in the state of Georgia a person can do without having to leave and go to Paris. You can drive down to Savannah. You can drive to the coast and experience things that would take your mind away from whatever you're going through. So I think,
absolutely.
You can look at that within a baby step. You don't have to fly 5,000 miles and go to the Oceana Hotel on Ocean Avenue in Santa Monica, which is where I want to go, next to the ocean and, watching. That's separate. But, you can do things right, not too far, a day's drive that can free you up for a moment.
Right. And, and it really depends on what your thing is. If you are into the arts, wherever you are, whether you're in Atlanta or LA or Milwaukee or wherever you are, there are things that you can delve into that you haven't done before. So, for example, I love Carol of the Bells by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Oh my gosh!
Carol of the Bells. Oh, Trans-Siberian. Yes.
Yes, that is my favorite version of.
Great. It's intense, isn't it?
I love it. I love it. Oh, and they just get into it. And you should see me home alone with that music on. You got maybe one day I'll Facebook Live it.
Right.
But I was driving down the street this morning and I see a sign that says, parking for Trans-Siberian Orchestra, to the left. And I'm like,
they're coming?
What? They were here last night.
What?
I missed it.
I didn't. Oh, no.
And it's like, I screamed in my car. Like, I did not. I'm looking it up. They were at Gwinnett, and they were at the Infinite Energy Center.
What?
And I'm looking it up like, okay, when is this? When is this? Is it tonight? I'm buying tickets for tonight. And lo and behold, it was last night. But keep your eyes open for, there are so many things being offered right now, concerts and plays and shows, but that was a big one. I don't know how I missed that.
Trans-Siberian, they are just beastly with
it. Yeah, and so they're going to be in Tampa and Pennsylvania tonight, so I'm wondering, if I get on the road
in
now, I might be able to catch them, but for those of you who have not heard of them, look up the Trans-Siberian Orchestra and look up Carol of the Bells by them. That is my absolute favorite. But I say that to say there are opportunities, to catch great shows if you're, some people hate driving and get on the road. So catch a show, do something that is out of the norm, So I'm already getting into the balance challenge. So let's just go ahead and get into the balance challenge.
Keeping your balance with Dr. Pamela. Dr. Pamela. Dr. Pamela.
Okay, so the balance challenge we issued in the first hour is the same for this hour, and that is to plan ahead. If there is a time of year that is particularly difficult for you, if it is, a holiday, we've got Valentine's Day coming up, so for those of us who are mad that they don't have love, whatever it is.
Lord have mercy.
I found love. I'm not going to sing.
Some people just take like.
Yeah.
That's a whole.
Well,
just like, can we get like?
Can we get likes? I forgot. But the challenge is for you to be proactive about these days that are coming up. So we've got Christmas. It's not too late. We've got New Year's. We've got, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Whatever that day is for you that is particularly difficult, if it's an anniversary of somebody's passing, whatever it is, I want you to plan ahead, pick out those dates, whatever they are, and plan something that you're going to do as a way to bring some peace and happiness and love into that day and into that season for you. So what is that, and what is it that you're going to do?
Yeah, so we're talking about the
I was going to ask
thing.
Dennis to tell his business. What are you going to do? No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
You don't have to.
Commercial. Where's Mr. Producer? Where's the commercial? Geico. No.
Right. No. It's a I can't even think of it, but I know what you're
Geico, for the questions you don't want to answer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, for the seasons, I was talking earlier about, of course, the carpentry project I'm going to get involved with. That sounds so nice and safe.
That's easy.
Yeah, it sounds so nice and safe. You're not asking for that. I was like, you're going to make a bookshelf. Isn't that cute? That's so believerish Christian of you. You going to do anything that's not within Jesus. The realms of heaven?
Yes.
So, I plan to take some trips like I was talking to you about, to go somewhere I have not gone and do some things I have not done.
That's awesome.
I'm always seeking to, exposure is just big with me. And so I'm always looking for the thing I have no information on and trying to learn, because I
love that.
I think that if you're going to grow, you have to have a feverish appetite for the unknown. And my whole objective is to do nothing I've already done, whatever that is, to do nothing I've already done. And so
that is a really good one. And I'm fascinated with maps and globes, and so when I was on the plane coming back from the Bahamas.
With the seed men on the beach.
With the men on the beach. There was a map in front of me on Delta. I flew Delta, and so they have where you can kind of look at the world and all of that. And so I'm zooming into obscure countries that I've never heard of, and just like I wonder what it's like to be standing right there, right now, and to take in whatever atmosphere there is, And I'm very curious. I would love to do a swirl the robe. And put your finger on it, and wherever you land is where you go, And
that's good.
Yeah, so
I like it.
Yeah,
it's aggressive.
That is very aggressive.
It's aggressive.
And at least once a year. That might be ambitious too, but I just think it would be really fun to when you're able to do that, to do it. And if you can't do the world yet, try the United States. I mean, heck, I haven't been to New Hampshire. What does New Hampshire
Vermont,
feel like?
During the fall,
right?
I've looked at the pictures. You're like, oh, that's gorgeous.
Right. Just.
I don't know if there are too many genetically tanned people in Vermont, but
no, there's not.
There's not. Okay, that means I need to go.
But they are a liberal state.
Okay.
And so.
I don't know what that means, but look. I need to go where what's the thing of Star Trek? Go where, what is it? We've never gone before. Where no one has gone before.
Yeah.
Yeah. The genetically tanned. If we're not there, I need to go. I need to break the ice.
Right, and I don't encourage you to do this without doing your homework. Now, you pick a place, you do some homework, you research it, you find out, and then, but
make
don't,
sure you can get out.
But not ad nauseum, not to the point where you talk yourself out of it. Just to be knowledgeable about where you're going.
Yeah, I'm probably a bit more adventurous than the normal person, so
Yeah.
yeah, I may do things that are not
advisable
travel-wise.
I mentioned this on, I think I mentioned this on the show last week, but I was reading an article, and there's this, and I believe I did bring this up, but it was a Haka tribute. Haka, have you heard of that?
I don't know what Haka is.
Haka.
Is that hookah?
No, Haka. It's a Haka tribute. It's a native people's tribute that they do. It's like a tribal dance.
I don't know.
And they do this and it's not in the United States. So this is what intrigued me, because this is something that happens in New Zealand. And it was a video of an all boys private elite school in which you've got boys of all different racial backgrounds, and they are doing a Haka tribute to the outgoing president of the school. And
yes, and it's like, and everybody does it, and they get around
it.
It's real masculine.
Yes, and
that's what's up. I saw it on YouTube.
Yes,
love it.
And I was like, where is this place that these multicultural races embrace?
It was emotional,
this tribal, and it was emotional.
I loved it.
I mean, if you could see the facial expressions. So for numerous cultures to embrace this tribal tribute, we do not see that here in the United States. That alone made me want to research New Zealand. And then I saw and I happened to see the Haka tribute done again in honor of, in solidarity with what's happening in North Dakota, with the pipeline. I thought, I got to learn about New Zealand. I got to just go there. I just want to be there just to see
there, see what the Haka's about.
Yeah, I mean, so we got to go to break. But
Haka!
I want to know more about this. It's fascinating to me. So, but we'll be right back. The Live Exchange.
What's up, sis?
Nothing. Just sitting here reading about HIV in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. Did you know we're number 8 in the nation?
I know.
You need to get tested.
Nah, I don't get down like that. I'm good.
But you are a ladies' man. You don't know who they're with when they're not with you.
If I need to get tested, so do you.
No, I don't. I'm married.
True, but you don't know who he's with when he's not with you.
Oh, you got jokes. He's not like that.
Fact is, no one really knows what their partner is doing or who their partner is with when they're away.
Well, I'll get tested if you get tested.
Cool. Where can we go?
This article I'm reading says the Lifeline Project of CSB does free HIV testing. Let's go there.
Lifeline Project, here we come.
The Lifeline Project is a SAMHSA grant. For more information on free testing, please call 770-499-2422 or visit us on the web at www.cobcsb.com.
Great leaders aren't born. They're made, and not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
This is big business. This is the American way.
Station Network.
See ya.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. We're gonna get dancing in here. I don't think Dennis Ross can hear what I hear. Yeah, it's too late now.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if he can hear it, but yeah, we're jamming over here. We're jamming.
What you got?
What is that song called? Girl, if you don't love me now.
Who was that?
50 Cent.
Oh, 50 Cent. Okay.
Well, that you love me when I'm down and out. Would you still have love for me? Y'all didn't think the doctor knew this, right?
That's what's
the doctor
up.
knows this.
That's what's up. We still love him from down.
Right.
I was just talking to a friend about this song. It's interesting. We were talking about how do you recognize whether you should date someone, whether they're a writer or whether they are, whether they're a writer.
That's
good. And so he was saying, if I didn't have this, would she still be here if he was locked up? I was like, wait, that's the record. That's right. Yeah.
And it's a current song, too.
Which is a great tester, the acid test.
Yes.
Which you really never know if you don't meet the person in lack.
Oh, that is good.
They can tell you, oh, yeah, if you lost it, yeah, I'll be there. Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You gonna sit at the bus stop with me?
Right.
What?
In the snow.
In the snow? with your hair all nice.
That's
Okay,
good.
that's a whole nother.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that's going to be a show.
We need bus stop relationship.
We're going to do a show on that.
We need somebody who can ride. You ride?
Bus stop relationship.
I gotta have my car. Okay.
Right.
No, I know. I can do Lady Sam right now.
That's a good one, though, for Atlanta. That's a good one for Atlanta.
A lot of beautiful women sitting at bus stops.
Gosh.
Leave it alone.
Wow.
Why do I not want to leave it alone? Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I really want to go into this. Oh, gosh. No, but you got to come back. We got to do a show on that for sure. And then we got to have a Bible study on that. I'm saying we, because, but, you know.
Right. Bus stop love.
Right. Do it.
Bus stop love. Can you love in lack?
Can you love in lack?
How about that?
I mean, that goes right along the lines of the holiday blues, though. You know, we could tie it all in.
Because, you know, if you already have the regular emotions of relationships that are broken apart and everything that happens, losses during the holidays, add to that lack of resources, you're talking about a deep hole.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, ugh.
You can't buy the gift.
You can't buy the gift for a family member you love because you're, so that's a whole nother area of depression. That's a whole nother. And is someone able to ride with you during that time? And
what do y'all think? Is that, does it matter, what somebody has, what they don't have? I see a question up here. I can't read it from here, so I'll get it during the break. But, does it matter?
Money matters, but it doesn't matter most. It matters, but I think from a man's perspective, a man's life is a volatile existence. It is a fight for resources, and it is volatile.
Well, and would you agree with the idea that I had another guest on the show who was saying that the man's natural instinct is to be a provider, is to provide, and which is where the whole money thing becomes important.
Yeah, I mean,
Whether
obviously
it's
it's infinitely important. Even Scripture tells us, money answereth all things. That's a big statement.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, that's in there too. Money answereth all things, and all is all inclusive. So I get it. At the same time, there is I always come back to Jesus. That's my whole thing. There are many people who would have passed him up because of the way he was living. Oh, Jesus, do you have a home? What do you mean you're walking in the streets? You got this group, y'all doing ministry. That's not, I need somebody that has a cabin with some cows and some this. Jesus couldn't get a date today. If he lived the way he lived back then, because they would not see from whence he came and where he was going. And in many ways for a man, the perfect woman is going to be a person that can in many ways ignore where you are because she knows where you're going. She knows that you are a king in earthly garb. And if a woman cannot recognize her king while he has on metaphorical sandals, while he's sitting at the metaphorical bus stop, and recognize that his activity, his mind, the real bus stop, his mind, his surroundings are going to one day take him to the New Jerusalem. If they don't recognize that, then that's the first indication. So, I mean, anytime you recognize a person or look at a person for what their temporary circumstances are, you have immediately eliminated yourself from being permanently in my life.
Wow.
The producer said, man, he said that.
He's over here preaching.
True. Jesus couldn't get a date.
Man.
Walking around all dusty.
We have to consider talk about co-host. This is some good stuff. No, but I do have a little bit of a twist to that.
Okay,
you can agree or disagree. But so Jesus was not with anybody. He stayed single.
This is true.
And I wonder.
He couldn't get a date.
I wonder if it was also because he understood that his purpose and what he had or what he was here to do did not include marriage or having, a woman in his life and that kind of thing. And so I think that sometimes we go through phases in our life where we're not supposed to have anybody because our focus right now needs to be a particular purpose that we're here to serve. Maybe that season will change. Maybe, it'll be different. But it's really, I think, important for us to recognize when we are supposed to be just focusing on our purpose and we're not supposed to have anybody in our life. In Jesus' case, that was his whole life. That might not be the case for everybody. But I just wonder if that was the reason why there was no pursuit of a woman or anything like that we saw.
Well, I mean, obviously we're entering into speculation, and obviously because Scripture does not specifically say Jesus did not take on a girlfriend or a wife because of this reason. But we can we can only make the leap, the logical conclusion that yes, obviously he had a purpose that was beyond any of our purposes, and he had to fulfill that purpose. Now it is interesting because Adam had a purpose also, and he was without sin, and Jesus said, basically, you need a helpmate to further your purpose. So it is interesting that he lived a life with purpose, but did not need a helpmate, or did not even use one as an example of how a person with purpose should interact with a helpmate.
That's interesting.
So think about that. We have no example, him being the greatest example, of how he would have interacted with. In fact, he puts the femininity, he puts the womanhood on his church. He calls her his bride.
So maybe that's what we draw from.
Yeah, we draw from the way he views the church and how he coddles the church and how he is in a perpetual state of forgiveness for the church. And so his woman is the entire body. In fact, he says, I'm coming back for my bride. And she will have no spot or no wrinkle, which is a whole nother thing.
I love
she will have no spot or wrinkle, but we know
stuff.
the church is full of sin, is full of people who have flaws and full of. But he says, you have all those flaws, but as I see you, you have none of them because you are my bride. So how much do we ignore am I talking too much?
No, please.
How much do we ignore the flaws in our mate? When we love, have strong light, when we are in love with the person, we do the same thing Jesus does for us. Well, yeah, I know she does that, but that's my girl. I know she has a problem. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it, but I don't see that. I just know she's beautiful.
Perpetual forgiveness.
Perpetual forgiveness.
It's good stuff. See what I'm talking? This is what I'm talking about. We gotta go to break. Why do we have to go to break now? But we have to go to break.
We don't need to break, Bill.
No breaks.
No break.
We'll be right back.
Leaders aren't born, they're made. And not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
Uncle Dan?
Mom? Dad?
If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl. School zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Station Network.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. I'm Dr. Pamela. I have here with me Dennis Ross, founder, facilitator of the Mosaic Bible Study in Atlanta. If you all are in the Atlanta area, I highly urge you to come on. I mean, I actually like it a small group thing, so I don't want to tell anybody about it, but
come on.
I don't want to be selfish.
Don't block. Don't be a blocker. Don't block.
I won't be selfish.
Mosaic, 7 p.m. every Tuesday evening at the Gathering Spot.
And the Gathering Spot's pretty awesome.
The Gathering Spot is hot. It's 384 North Yards Boulevard. It's right next door to the Coca-Cola building, right across to Georgia Tech. And we go in every Tuesday night. We go in. If we're going to show up, we're going to go in.
Yeah.
And we talk about things that you just don't hear in a church setting.
Yeah. It's
sex, fornication, adultery,
incarceration,
divorce, and also love and happiness. No, everything. It's not just all
that. It's not all bad stuff.
Right.
Well, sex isn't bad. Sex is
right.
Good. Sex is good.
Are you preaching?
Am I preaching? Sex is good. Was that what? Huh? I am always willing to preach, and we talk about everything on this show too. So this is why Mosaic resonates with me.
Mosaic.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. It's really good. Good stuff. So I do highly encourage you. I'll make sure I add the link to the post so that you all can. It's if you haven't already seen the link, I'll add it again. So but just kind of, we got a couple of minutes. Any final words? Songs you might want to sing?
Oh yeah, Barry wants. My friend Barry, who's been ill, he wants a song. We can, whenever you have time, we'll do a little piece of it, Barry.
Okay, let's do it now.
Say you are my sheep. Why aren't you following me? You say, I am your shepherd. Why aren't you following me? When my sheep hear my voice, they'll come running to me. Run into me. You say, I am your shepherd. Why aren't you following me?
Ooh, that was good.
That's it, Barry.
Nice. Thanks for asking, Barry, because we wouldn't have gotten that if you hadn't asked. I love it.
That's my man.
I love it.
That's my man, Barry.
Did you write that, or where did this come from?
No, that's actually a song that is performed by the Mississippi Mass Choir. It's actually a choir song.
I'm not familiar with this one.
It was recorded probably 30 years ago.
Oh, wow. I'm not
piece of it.
familiar with that at all. Wow.
It's called the Shepherd Song. It's a great song.
Okay, I have to look it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have had just a really awesome show. I honestly, we talked about so much, I really didn't get into my own advice about how to get rid of the holiday blues, but we talked about a lot of things. But I will also put the link to this blog up so you can all see it. But in a nutshell, I said, go ahead, go all out of the way, decorate if you want, go crazy with it, find a family gathering to attend, throw a birthday bash. For us Sagittarians and Capricorns who've got December birthdays.
Also?
Oh, my birthday was last week.
Oh, that's right. I'm a Sagittarius, but I thought that was, I'm the 29th.
You're right before me. I'm December 7th.
It lasts, wait a minute.
It goes,
Sagittarius
I think, till like
lasts
next week.
Until next year.
Yes, so and the Capricorn starts to step in. Yes, and so that's why we're both spontaneous. Like, let's just take a trip, you know, because that's what Sagittarians do. Host a holiday party, invite people over, play with your food. In other words, that means explore new recipes. Lend a helping hand. Get out there, help somebody. Embrace a new tradition. If you're not familiar with Kwanzaa, for example, try that this year. You know, whatever. Kwanzaa. If you want to learn about the Jewish holiday, learn something new. You know, explore a new new thing. And so that is those are some of my advice for kicking the holiday woes to the curb. And
Scorpios rule. What?
No, they don't.
Let me X him off.
Y'all
of my
need
thing.
to go somewhere with that.
Scorpios, aren't they the mean ones?
They're the mean ones. They sting you.
They sting you.
No.
Sagittarius, we just ride through the air.
We love you.
I'm sorry. Scorpios.
We do have Well, with that said,
is that it?
That is it.
That's right.
Done.
We need more time.
I know. That's why you're just going to have to come back. So thank you for joining us on the Live Exchange, where we talk love, politics, and intellect. We will be back next week. I will be back next week. I don't know if he's going to be back next week, but I will be back next week. And I will see you next week, Thursday, 11 to 1. Remember, it's your life. Love it.
Blah.
Uncle Dan?
Mom? Dad?
If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you
To most men, oh gosh, Manny went off about our money talk.
What are you saying?
He said, not to the man, I'm not sure what he meant by that. Most women, it matters. Women gauge men by what they have as well as what they do. Men want a strong cheerleader regardless of what's going on, real men at least. And then Benita said we need to tweet that last statement, but I don't know. Benita, what statement was that? I don't know what statement that was.
What was the statement, Benita?
Let us know.
We were talking, at the end we were just talking about.
Our last statement.
I don't even know, really.
Well, you tell us what it is, we'll tweet it. Maybe that's the whole point. She needs us to tweet it so she'll know what it is.
Right, maybe she doesn't remember it.
All right, well, thank you for joining us today. Have a good day. Peace out.